Welcome to Wisdom Sessions. I'm Zoe, and today we're exploring one of the most painful and complex topics that many people face in silence: infidelity, loneliness within marriage, and the search for love in all the wrong places. With us today is the Master, whose profound insights into human consciousness and relationships have helped countless souls find their way back to themselves. Master, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Zoe. These questions about love and betrayal are never easy, but they are important. When we can look at them with clarity and compassion, healing becomes possible.
We have several deeply personal questions today from people who are struggling with these very issues. Let's begin with our first question. This letter comes from a woman who wishes to remain anonymous. She writes, "I've been working far from home for 4 years. My husband and I have grown distant. At work, I met a manager, and we developed feelings for each other. Both of us are married, but the more I try to stop, the emptier and weaker I feel. Now my husband knows, and so does his wife, but no one says anything. I'm afraid that if I continue, I'll lose myself. But if I stop, I'm afraid of loneliness. What should I do? Master, your thoughts?"
This woman's honesty is beautiful. She's not hiding from her truth, and that itself is the beginning of transformation. But let me tell you something that most people don't understand about infidelity. Infidelity doesn't begin in a bed. It doesn't begin with desire or attraction to someone else. It begins in an empty space within the heart. When two people live together but stop seeing each other, when they become invisible to one another, the third person is just a result, not the cause. You see, this woman isn't wrong for longing to be loved. That longing is natural, it's human, it's beautiful. Her mistake is thinking that love can be borrowed from another person to fill her inner void. It cannot. What she's doing is trying to fill a hole with temporary things, like trying to fill the ocean with buckets of water. When marriage turns into a cold silence, when two people share a bed but not their souls, one doesn't seek a lover seeking pleasure. One seeks a witness to their own existence, someone who looks at them, touches them, and reminds them they are still alive, still here, still worthy of attention. But that kind of love isn't light. It's just a candle in the wind. When lit, it warms you. When blown out, only smoke remains, and smoke makes you cry. People don't betray because they're evil. They betray because they're weak. They lack the courage to face their own loneliness, so they run to another person, not for love, but to escape themselves. So I tell her this: don't ask if you should leave your husband. That's the wrong question. Ask yourself, when did you abandon yourself? When did you stop being present in your own life? When you return to your own being, when you come back home to yourself, all answers become clear. The fog lifts.
That's such a profound shift in perspective. The issue isn't the affair itself, but the emptiness that led to it. Our next question touches on something you just mentioned. Michael from Seattle writes, "I know what I'm doing is wrong. I'm having an affair and I keep telling myself I'll stop, but I can't. It's like I'm addicted." Is it possible to be addicted to a person? And if so, how do you break free? Master?
Michael, thank you for your honesty. And yes, you can be addicted, but not in the way you think. Let me explain something very carefully. No one is addicted to another person. Never. What they're addicted to is the feeling that person creates in them. When someone makes you feel seen, touched, acknowledged, validated, you mistake that feeling for love. In truth, you're just in love with the part of yourself that they've awakened. You're in love with how you feel about yourself when you're with them. Addiction is the fear of losing that feeling. So you cling to it, even as it tears you apart, even as it destroys your life, your marriage, your integrity. You know it's wrong, but you can't stop because you're not addicted to the person. You're addicted to not feeling empty. The woman in the first question, she doesn't love the manager. She loves the feeling of being seen through his eyes. She loves feeling alive again, feeling desired, feeling like she matters. But that feeling too will fade, like every flame without roots. Borrowed fire never lasts. Now, how do you break free? The way out isn't to run from him. That won't work because you're running from a feeling, not a person. The way out is to nurture your own heart. When you can love yourself, not because someone sees you, not because someone praises you, but simply because you exist, you'll no longer need others to prove your worth. And in that moment, every addiction will vanish like smoke after the rain. Start with small things. Sit with yourself. Meditate. Watch your breath. Learn to be comfortable in your own presence. The addiction will lose its power when you find your own inner fullness.
Learning to be with ourselves. That seems to be at the heart of so many struggles. Let's hear from someone on the other side of this situation. This is from Jennifer in Austin. My husband had an affair. He's ended it, and he wants to stay in our marriage. But he's become so silent. He doesn't talk about it, doesn't explain, just goes quiet whenever I try to discuss what happened. His silence frightens me more than his words ever could. Master, what does this silence mean? Is it forgiveness or is it suppressed pain?
Jennifer, silence is an ancient language. It speaks louder than words ever can. Let me help you understand what might be happening inside your husband. When a person falls silent after betrayal, perhaps they're screaming inside. Perhaps they know that if they speak, if they really let out what they're feeling, everything will shatter into pieces so small they can never be put back together. Or perhaps, and this is harder to accept, they have already begun to leave, not with their feet, but with their soul. Sometimes people stay in a marriage physically but check out emotionally. The body remains, but the spirit has already walked away. The silence is the space where the spirit used to be. But there's another possibility, Jennifer, and I want you to hear this. Sometimes silence is processing. Sometimes people need to go deep inside themselves to decide what they truly feel, what they truly want. Your husband may be in that space right now, trying to understand his own heart. Here's what I tell people in your situation. If your partner still stays, even in silence, be grateful. That silence is your final chance to return, not to apologize endlessly, but to understand, to really see each other again, to remember why you came together in the first place. Don't wait until he speaks through divorce papers. Don't wait until the silence becomes permanent separation. By then, every word will be too late. Use this time wisely. Seek to understand, not just to be understood. Create space for healing, not just for talking. Sometimes love needs silence to find its way back.
The idea that silence can be a gift, a space for healing, that's something many people don't consider. Our next question is perhaps the most painful one. This is from Anonymous. I made a terrible mistake. I had an affair and I've ended it. But I can't forgive myself. Every time I look in the mirror, I see someone unworthy of love. I feel like I've destroyed something sacred, and I don't know if I deserve a second chance. Master, can a person still be worthy of love after they've done something so wrong?
My dear friend, listen to me very carefully. What you're experiencing right now, this inability to forgive yourself, this is killing you more than the affair ever did. Guilt doesn't kill, but the endless punishment of oneself that kills the soul slowly, day by day. Let me tell you something that might shock you. Mistakes are part of the awakening. They're not obstacles to your spiritual growth, they are the path. If you never got lost, how would you know the way home? If you never loved wrongly, how would you know what real love is? Every mistake is a teacher. When you can admit your mistake, when you can look at it directly without running away, without making excuses, you've already walked halfway home. The admission itself is a form of courage. The rest of the journey is forgiveness, and that's the harder part. But understand this, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending it didn't happen or that it doesn't matter. Forgiveness means looking back at what you did without wanting to run away from yourself. It means being able to tell your story without drowning in shame. When you can tell your story without tears, when you can say, yes, I did this, I learned from it. I'm different now. You've crossed to the other side of pain. That's when healing truly begins. Not when the wound closes, but when you can touch it without flinching. And here's what I want you to remember. Write this down. No one is a sinner in this universe. There are only souls learning how to love the right way. You're not broken. You're not unworthy. You're a student of love, and sometimes students make mistakes. That's how we learn. You ask if you deserve a second chance. I say to you, you deserve as many chances as it takes to find your way home to yourself, to find real love, to become whole. Everyone deserves that. Everyone.
That's incredibly compassionate, the idea that we're all just learning, all just students. I think our final question today brings everything together. This is from David in Boston. I'm terrified of being alone. My marriage is unhappy, but I stay because I don't know who I'd be without my wife, without this relationship, even though it's empty. The loneliness feels like it would destroy me. Master, how do you face loneliness when it feels like death itself?
David, this is the root of so much suffering. This fear of loneliness, this terror of being alone. Let me tell you something that might change your entire perspective. Do not fear loneliness. Loneliness doesn't kill. In fact, it's one of the most precious gifts life can give you. Why? Because loneliness is the space where you meet yourself again. It's where you discover who you are when no one else is looking, when no one else is defining you. Most people fill their lives with noise, with people, with activities, anything to avoid being alone with themselves. But in that avoidance, they lose themselves completely. They become what others want them to be. They forget their own face. True love, real love, doesn't come to intoxicate you. It doesn't come to make you forget yourself or lose yourself in another person. True love comes to awaken you. It comes to help you discover your own depths, your own light, your own beauty. And sometimes this is hard to hear but important. Sometimes when you sit alone in tears, feeling like everything has fallen apart, that's when true love begins to bloom. Not love for someone else, but love from within you. Self-love, self-acceptance, self-understanding. I'll tell you a secret, David. The loneliness you fear is not the enemy. The real enemy is living with someone and still feeling alone. That's true loneliness. The loneliness of being invisible even when you're seen, of being unheard even when you speak. At least when you're physically alone, you can work with that. You can transform it. So don't stay in an empty marriage out of fear. If you must stay, stay out of love, out of commitment, out of the willingness to do the work of reconnection. But never stay out of fear. Fear is the worst foundation for anything, especially for love.
Master, that's such a powerful note to end on. The courage to face ourselves, to sit with our loneliness and discover it's not the enemy we thought it was. Before we close, Master, is there anything final you'd like to share with everyone who's listening, especially those who are struggling with these issues right now?
Yes. I want to speak directly to those who are lost in the confusion of love, betrayal, and loneliness right now. First, understand that wherever you are right now, whatever you've done or whatever has been done to you, you are not beyond healing. You are not beyond love. The universe doesn't judge you. Life doesn't judge you. Only you judge yourself. Second, stop looking for love outside to fix what's broken inside. It won't work. It has never worked for anyone. The emptiness you feel can only be filled by you. Others can accompany you, celebrate with you, share life with you, but they cannot complete you. Only you can do that. Third, if you're in pain right now, if you've been betrayed, or if you've betrayed someone, know that this pain has a purpose. It's trying to wake you up. It's trying to show you something about yourself, about your life, about what needs to change. Listen to it. Don't run from it. And finally, remember this. You are already whole. You've always been whole. You just forgot. All the seeking, all the affairs, all the emptiness, it's just amnesia. You forgot who you really are. Come back home to yourself. That's where love lives. That's where peace lives. That's where everything you've been searching for has always been waiting.
Thank you, Master. Those words, I think, will stay with many people for a long time. If today's conversation resonated with you, please subscribe to Wisdom Sessions, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss these profound teachings. Share this episode with someone who might need to hear these words. Leave a comment below about your own experiences or questions. The Master reads them, and your question might be featured in a future episode. Remember, healing happens in community, not in isolation. Thank you for being here today. Until next time, may you find the courage to face yourself, to love yourself, and to come home to the truth of who you really are. I'm Zoe, and this has been Wisdom Sessions.
Be well, everyone. Keep seeking, keep growing, keep loving.